What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. We'll be on here for the next hour to talk to you guys, see how everyone's doing, and yeah, just answer any of your questions. I've been snowboarding here in Whistler, Canada. If I'm talking a little bit funny, is because I went to the dentist today and they froze part of my mouth. So just a little disclaimer there. But yeah, the snow's been great here. Had a few really good powder days, and it's been a really good January. It's been incredible. We got Shred 1904 in the chat. What's up, Narav? Yo, thanks for tuning in. Where are you watching from? We got Jeremy in the chat as well. What's up, Jeremy? Papa Craig is hopping into the chat too. What's up? Thank you guys all for coming in so early. We got Feast Forever in the chat. What's up? Yeah, thank you guys all for hanging out. But yeah, it's been a really great start here in Whistler. I mean, November was a little bit slow, but December came through with lots of snow, and also this like early January has been great. It's been super good. So yeah, the other day we went up Whistler Mountain, myself and yeah, a couple of my friends, and we just had like the best day ever. My roommate Brent and also Andreas. So we had an awesome day. And then yesterday I went up with my girlfriend Tessa, and we found some really good powder in Seventh Heaven. So been having a really good start to the season. I hope you guys are getting some good riding in too. I know that some places have been a little bit rough for snow, but I feel like it always comes and goes. If one month is a little bit dry, then it kind of makes up for it another month. So let's hope that everyone has a great season. Papa Craig says heading to Keystone tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah, I hope everyone's got some good snowboarding plans this weekend. Yeah, Keystone is a lot of fun, great trees, really good snow, and yeah, fun park. Shred 1904 is watching from warm and sunny Mumbai. Awesome, man. You should get on a plane and head up to Kashmir, the best spot in the world for snowboarding. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Forest Protector, Jeremy from Ontario. Had a bunch of rain the past days, and today it hit 12 degrees. Oh dang, that's Celsius too, 12 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty warm. Jeremy, what is your home mountain or hill in Ontario? That's where I grew up skiing and snowboarding at a small place called Kirby near Oshawa. And I also rode at Lake Louise, Dagmar, and I started teaching snowboarding for the first time at a spot called Skyloft. So it'd be great to hear, Jeremy, where you ride in Ontario. Papa Craig says, it's picking up here in Colorado. Nice. Okay, good. Glad you guys are getting some snow. Feast Forever says, finally getting good. Shred 1904, have the lines died down? Yeah, the lines were pretty like hectic here in Whistler over Christmas. I think it's kind of a good lesson to like maybe the Christmas holidays are not the best time to be snowboarding, just because everybody wants to be on the mountain, like skiing and snowboarding. So the lines are pretty crazy. But yeah, now it's kind of chilled out. Still busy, but much more manageable. Feast Forever says, what's your favorite small mountain / big hill kind of resort? I think my favorite in terms of like a place that is pretty small but has like a big mountain vibe is Mount Baker in Washington. It's not that far from here. It's about a 4-hour drive, I think. But yeah, it's got a real small mountain feel, but you can find some big mountain lines, and it's got probably the best like kind of side country hiking out of the resort in like the whole world. It's one of my favorite spots for that. So Yeah, definitely underrated. And yeah, it's got that small mountain feel, but definitely some big lines you can find. Some of the best runs of my life have been there. John says, hey, from Sydney, Australia. It's 43 Celsius, 110 Fahrenheit here today. Wish I was in the snow. Oh man, yeah, John, you should join the rest of the Aussies who moved to Whistler for the winter. There's tons of you guys here. But yeah, I hope you're making the most of that nice warm weather. Hamshot official says, this is the channel I've learned all my tricks from. Awesome. I'm so glad that this channel could kind of help you get into snowboarding and into the tricks. That's awesome to hear. What are your trick goals for 2026? Jeremy says, I have a local hill in my city of London called Bowler Mountain. We call it Bowler Bump. Haha, it's tiny. I try to go to Blue Mountain and Collingwood as much as possible. Okay, nice. Yeah, you live in London, Ontario. I have not heard of Bowler Mountain. But yeah, it's Ontario is funny because yeah, they call them mountains, but they are just kind of like bumps or hills. And Collingwood, yeah, Blue Mountain is super fun too. Yeah, I used to go there like on school trips and maybe a few road trips with friends up to Blue Mountain. That's probably one of the best, or if not the best, in Ontario. Day Job Shredder is in the chat. What's up, man? It says, hey, Kevin, how's it going? Hope you had a great birthday. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, birthday was super good. Yeah, I got up the mountain for a lap, and it was awesome. Found some fresh POW in an area on Whistler called Flute. I did have to go up through the lift lines, but then kind of hiked over to Flute Bowl and found some good lines over there. Papa Craig says, your page has definitely helped me progress from last January. I'm 52. Oh, wow. Okay, that's great to hear. Yeah, what level do you feel like you're at now? And yeah, how's the snowboarding progression going? Day Job Shredder says, Eldora Mountain is in Colorado, finally opened Woodward Park. They have a really fun setup this year. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, the Woodward Parks are all, yeah, very fun. Yeah, some really good parks in Colorado. So, yeah, hope that Day Job Shredder, you get to hit that a bunch this season. Jeremy, what would you say is the perfect amount of powder for a good POW day? Yeah, the perfect amount is probably around 25 centimeters. 25 to 30. 30, yeah, maybe 30 is ideal. But if you get more than that, what can happen is it just becomes too deep and you can start getting like stuck in places. Especially if you're at a resort that has like some alpine areas in it. What happens is if you get too much snow, then they can't properly make the mountain safe, and they end up having to like keep things closed for a day or two or more days to make everything safe. So for me, the perfect amount would be around 25 centimeters, deep enough so that you're not hitting the bottom with any turns, but at the same time, not so deep that it's like causing chaos or havoc up on the mountain. That's kind of like the perfect day. And you can usually, and then even if sometimes if you don't get as much snow, sometimes if it builds up, accumulates over multiple days, you can then go searching for those places that is kind of built up. And inside the resort is usually typically supposed to be like very safe in terms of avalanches and stuff. So staying in the resort too kind of helps to lessen that risk. But yeah, really good question. That's a really fun one. Papa Craig says, linking turns confidently on toe side and heel side. Nice, man. Yeah, I mean, it all comes with time, mileage. The more amount of time you put into those turns, the more mileage you have at the resort, turning down the mountain, then the more you're going to progress and you're going to feel like, I mean, the progression happens so slowly too. Sometimes you don't notice it, but sometimes you'll have the realization that, oh, wow, like you just progressed a lot. So yeah, just keep it up. Lay Kofa says, come to Jasper. Yeah, I've never been to Jasper, but I've heard really good things. Just about the area as well, that it's like very beautiful, amazing mountain peaks, scenery, wildlife. So we'll have to visit Jasper one day. Joe Will says, my board keeps turning to one direction when I want to go straight. I've been told that you need to stay on an edge to not catch an edge. How do I go straight? Thank you. So going straight is something that you kind of like get confident with practice and understanding where the fall line is. So basically what the fall line is if you were to like roll a ball down the hill, like which direction would it go? And so when you let your board run straight, your board will always run towards the fall line. So even though the slope might be going like, even though the slope might look like it's going this way, if it's on a slant like this, then your board is going to want to slide that way. So just remember that when you are going straight, that you want to be pointing your board straight down the fall line. The path of like least resistance is another way to think of it. Like, yeah, which way would a ball roll? Which way would a snowball roll? Which way would, yeah, as soon as you put your board flat, if it starts to go one way or the other, then it's probably going with the fall line. And then when your board is straight and flat, you have like the least amount of control because it really is your edges that give you control. So if you're on your toe edge, you feel like, you know, that edge is keeping you balanced, slowing you down, keeping you stable. Go onto the heels. Again, it's like slowing you down, gives you something to kind of pivot off of and stand on. But then when your board is completely flat, it kind of like, that's when just experience of like being balanced on your board really comes into play, to be able to just keep it straight and flat and not have it kind of turning and moving. So yeah, and it's important that when your board is going flat, that you have a balanced body position over top of your snowboard. So your knees are bent, your hips are a little bent, your back is straight, so that everything is like lining up right on top of your board. Also, you want to make sure that your body is square to your snowboard. So your shoulders square to your board. If your shoulders are like turned forward and you're looking forward and your arms and everything are facing forward, then naturally your whole board is going to want to start to turn in that direction. Same thing, if you like look to the top of the hill and you're turning your body to the top of the hill, then your board is going to want to like go in that direction too. It's like everything happens from your head down. So if you have a square body position, then if you're trying to ride straight and flat, that will help you to do that better. But yeah, let me know. Do you think that it could be the fall line, like not understanding where the fall line is going? Do you think that could be why you're going one way or the other? Papa says your page and good friends help. Yeah, for sure. Having good friends in the mountain to kind of like show you around, give you tips, all that kind of stuff is huge. When I first moved out here to Whistler, I mean, even before I came out here too, it was always snowboarders who were better than me, who would like show me around, who would give me tips, or just like watching their riding a lot of the time really inspired me. So all of that is huge. I feel like, you know, some people learn in different ways, but for me, I think I really learn and get inspired just by watching other people and watching friends. So that's huge. Jamie says, ever been to Baker, Washington? Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, Washington. There might be more than one, but yeah, Washington State, just over the border from Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, it's what's the name of the town down there? I'm always forgetting it, but yeah, it's not very far from here. Johnny wants to know, are you heading to Japan this year? I don't think I'm going to make Japan this year, although I do love Japan. It is amazing. Tons of powder, really fun trees, really fun place. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it there this year, but I do love it. Alex says, how stiff are the Reset Pro S compared to the Burton Ion? I'm not sure. I mean, it's been a little while since I rode the Burton Ion boots. They're on the stiffer side. I would say like a 7 out of 10. How stiff are the Reset Pro? What boots are those? Are those Burton as well? Day Job Shredder, yeah, talking to Joe. Laser Monkey, I cracked my helmet snowboarding, but I feel like completely fine. Should I be concerned or nah? I think that, yeah, I mean, if you're completely fine, then that's all good. Then your helmet did a good job. I mean, there are concussion symptoms, so like, kind of like not having short-term memory, feeling nauseous, seeing stars, like all those kinds of things are, well, I mean, seeing stars is something that happens right after you get a concussion. Obviously headache, but all those are concussion symptoms. So if you have like a symptom, then yeah, you might want to go to the doctor, or, make sure that you tell somebody, tell your family, friends. But if your head is feeling fine and your neck is okay, then it sounds like your helmet did its job and it's time to get a new helmet, because yeah, cracked helmet is probably done. But I'm glad that you're feeling fine. Alexander says, the Union Reset Pro. I have not tried those boots, but yeah, I'm not sure how they compare to the Burton Ions, the new ones. Awesome. Do I like Pokemon? I have not gotten into Pokemon, no. But yeah, recently this past week too, here in Whistler, definitely had probably the best POW day of the season. Kind of wanted to just like talk to you guys quickly too about riding powder, but also like safety in powder and in trees, because there's definitely like a lot of hazards. So maybe I'll just quickly touch on all the safety parts and then some like tips for riding powder. Safety wise, you always want to ride powder and trees with friends, because if something does go wrong, your friends keeping an eye on each other, you can help each other out. Riding with trees, definitely there's more hazards. Obviously hitting a tree is a huge hazard. So you want to avoid that, of course. Tree wells, if you don't know what a tree well is, it's basically a big hole that develops at the base of the tree because all the snow gets caught up in the tree. So that can create a big hazard if you slide into that, which again is important to ride with friends, so that if somebody sees you go in, they can come and help you. In the trees too, there can be creek beds sometimes, like creeks that run through the forest. So knowing where those are and avoiding those, because wherever there's a creek, you're gonna have like just empty pockets under the snow where you could fall through to the creek. So important to know where it is and important to avoid it. And again, riding with friends so you can keep an eye on each other. And then also knowing where the trees lead to, because if you don't know where the trees go, sometimes you're in the resort and there might be tree runs in the resort that kind of bring you out to a run. But sometimes you might accidentally go down a run that doesn't come back into the resort, and you could be in the middle of a forest in the middle of nowhere. So it's also very important to know it's like where trees lead to, because you don't want to end up above a bunch of cliffs. I don't know if you guys saw a couple of years ago, there was a video of a dude just kind of like stuck kind of in a halfway down the cliff, holding on for his life on his snowboard. And so that kind of thing can happen. You can get cliffed out, basically. So it's important to know, where they go. So if you guys do venture off into the trees, be as safe as possible, even inside the resort. You kind of want to, take all the precautions to be safe. And then even when you're riding in just open powder itself, there can be sometimes where there's a rock, you can kind of get a giant like hole surrounding the rock from the wind kind of sweeping around the rock, creating a hole. Right now I saw like one on top of Whistler. It's like you got like a 20-foot drop to flat beside some of these big rocks. So you really need to be careful of where you're going, because there's some hazards out there. And then for riding powder, if you guys do get some snow, planning your line is really important. So just looking ahead, seeing where you want to pick up speed, where you want to slow down. When you're actually riding the powder, being on your back foot is important, because you want to keep the nose of your board up out of the snow. And then also like looking and seeing where you need speed. A lot of times speed will help you get across powder, so you'd avoid getting stuck. So a lot of things to consider. There's a bunch of videos on the channel too, if you need to learn more about riding powder, safety, riding through trees, and hopefully those can all help you out. And one of the most important things too, just for your riding, is having a powder board. Powder boards can be huge for helping you to float. All right, let's get back into some of the questions. Ermine says, I just started snowboarding. How can I improve? I mean, the best way to improve at snowboarding is just by being on the hill, being on the mountain, putting in those miles on your board. The more that you can do it, and when you get to the resort too, be riding with an intention. So have a plan of okay, today I'm going to ride switch, or today I'm going to be doing more side hits, or whatever it is. Have some kind of small goal every time you go, so that you're learning and challenging yourself, so that you do progress every time you go. So just put on those miles and have goals and work at it. Day Job Shutter says, hoping Banff will be same conditions. Nice, Day Job Shredder. When are you going to Banff? I think I remember you telling me this in the last chat. I know that, Banff and those places have had a really good early start to the season. I think even better than here in Whistler, although I think Whistler is now catching up to the snow totals. But hope when you go there you have an awesome time. Lena says, hey man, thanks for posting all these years. Super good content and awesome teacher. Amazing. Yeah, thank you, Lena. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys all for checking out the videos. Dayjob Shutter says, Kevin, when you ride with a buddy in those conditions, do you normally stop to check on your buddy periodically? Yeah, for sure. And it kind of depends on who you're riding with and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely good to, and it's not you can't always have your eye right on somebody, which is if you do fall, it's good to make a noise, make some kind of noise so that everyone can hear you. And usually too, when you're riding, if you do have a few people, there might be say 3 of you, and there's a line, so that maybe if one person doesn't see, somebody else will, and you can kind of keep an eye on each other that way. But for example, the other day I was riding with Andreas, and he's riding pretty aggressively through the trees. I'm on his tail. And then at some point, I didn't have like a bad fall, but I kind of just like kind of slid over and I got slightly stuck. So it was just taking me like a few moments to get out. And then maybe like, I don't know, maybe 50 feet away from me, I could hear Andreas making like some noise. And then I started to make some noise back so that he knew I was just behind. And then, yeah, within 2 minutes or a minute, not even 30 seconds, we were back together. So it is important to like have places to stop, and you kind of like have different, maybe like lengths of how long you would go without stopping, depending on who you're riding with and their level too. So, and then earlier that day, I was riding with my friends, with our friend Brent as well, and like we were making more stops. I think because there was like 3 of us. So then it's like then we would just stop kind of more often. So yeah, it kind of depends, but yeah, stopping is definitely important. Furiosity says, how wide should I have my bindings apart? So something that I've seen people do is they go from their like fist to their elbow, and they'll put that in between the bindings, and that's kind of like a good guide for how wide your bindings should be. So for me, that works. It feels very comfortable, just fist to elbow. Alexandru Fatu says, is there any difference between the blue golden orca that you reviewed on the new models besides artwork? What is the blue golden orca? I haven't heard of that one, but I know that the regular orca and the golden orca, I think the main difference is that the golden orca is more of a twin. So it's like a twin powder board, where the regular orca is tapered, so the nose is wider than the tail. So I believe that that is the main difference. What's the Clue do? Yeah, we're still riding the Clue bindings. Shout out to, sponsor the channel, Clue. Also shout out to Outdoor Master, another sponsor. Laser Monkey 2, what's your craziest snowboard story? Crazy snowboard story. I don't know. I don't think I have any crazy. I mean, I've got some crazy ones, but yeah, not. They're more crazy if you like know the people involved. Just me telling you the story, if you don't know the people, then it's not that interesting. So yeah, I guess not really any crazy stories. I mean, one of the craziest experiences or wildest experience was definitely snowboarding in India. That was like an incredible experience, incredible people, a wild journey to get there and get back. So yeah, snowboarding in Kashmir, India was for sure a wild place. Yeah, crazy stories from that trip. I mean, I got food poisoning twice. That was pretty rough. We did see some avalanches there, which were scary. So that was wild. Luckily, was not near any. Knock on wood. And yeah, I just met some of the coolest people. So yeah, if you haven't seen the India series I did a couple years ago, go check that one out. Yeah, really fun place to ride. Papa Craig says, I want to work on Switch tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, lots of Switch will make you a better rider for sure. Day Drop Shutter will be flying on the 18th. We'll be in Banff from the 19th through the 24th. Awesome. Hope you have a great time. We'll can't wait to hear what you think about it. Yeah, definitely check out I recommend riding Lake Louise more than Sunshine. Lake Louise is my favorite, but Sunshine is fun too. Borden Ski Bro says, how do I tail slide 270? Because I cannot go past fakie. I feel like you maybe asked me this question last week too. But yeah, it's all about your upper body position for the 270, getting that kind of turned ahead of time. The way that I like kind of what helps me do tricks is watching other people that can do them really well, and then just trying to copy that. So I feel like that's the best advice. Justin Larson says, first day on my local mountain here in Missouri, going to Hidden Valley Ski Resort. I haven't gotten a chance to ride in over 2 years due to past medical issues. Trying out the clues for the first time. Awesome, man. Yeah, have fun. There's a slight learning curve to just like feeling out how they step in and pull them out, but you got it. Just remember when you go to release that you have to like pull up the lever first, like with pressure on the binding. So you got the pressure on, you pull up the lever, and then take your foot out. But yeah, have a great time. Jack Ward says, I was riding at Stevens Pass yesterday, super deep POW, and apparently someone got buried and died right under the Skyline chair. Super sad. Oh, wow, that's scary. Yeah, you definitely need to respect the mountain. There is some wild stuff going on. Insane 3 Art, Jake's on here, says, I was at Stevens yesterday as well. Knew someone got buried, but didn't realize they died. Oh, wow, yeah, that's really scary. Southern Slopes. But yeah, I hope you guys, are still enjoying the mountains though. And when you do, just ride safely. Southern Slope says, opinion on Big Bear, please. Yeah, Big Bear, I love it. It's super good vibes. I love the chalet, like at the bottom with the big patio. Love that spot. Yeah, the people at Big Bear were always like really friendly, hyped, outgoing, which I love. And yeah, the top to bottom park is super fun. Just how it's a little bit wild with like all levels, all people just kind of hanging out in that park riding is so much fun. Yeah, if anybody's wondering why I'm talking slightly weird, it's just because I was at the dentist earlier, so my mouth is still a little bit like not like numb, but it's just a little bit feels a bit weird from being at the dentist. Snowboarding in India. Was it resort riding? Yeah, so the resort is called Gulmarg, and then it's a mix. It's like it is resort riding, but it's definitely a mix of backcountry and resort because from the top of the gondola you can stay inbounds or you can like very easily just go out of bounds. So it's definitely a mix, and yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, Gulmarg, India. The Danny says, what would you advise someone who wants to get into skiing and snowboarding, asking for a friend? Yeah, I would just say, find a way to do it, whatever way works for you. The first couple times you can rent gear, get a lesson, watch the videos, watch the beginner playlist, and try to go with friends who, maybe can give you a hand. I feel like that's the best way to do it. The way that I did it is that I had a friend who was into skiing a little bit, so him and his dad brought me skiing. A couple of years later, my high school had like a weekly snowboard night, ski snowboard night, like it was a club. Basically, they would just drive us on the bus to the ski resort, and so yeah, I did that with the school, I think probably borrowed some snowboard equipment from a friend who like taught me how to snowboard. And then, yeah, just always trying to find a way to do it. But yeah, either getting taught by friends or by, if you can get a lesson or on your own, just, yeah, just whatever way you can swing it. That Greg says, Battalion 3BT, yay or nay for advanced riders? It's definitely a preference. I know some people that love Battalion and some people like who like other boards, and it's a bit of preference. To be honest, have I ever owned, I did own the Battalion Global Warming like quite a few years ago. And yeah, it's definitely a looser feeling board because of the 3BT. I feel like for riding powder, it could be a really fun feeling because of that kind of spoon shape in the nose and tail. For riding like the slopes, yeah, it's a different kind of riding because you don't have those like contact points there. So it's kind of what you like. If you want to have grip, maybe lean towards something like a GNU and a LibTech. He's got like the magnet traction with all kinds of contact points. Or if you prefer a looser ride, then the Battalion might be perfect for you too. The other thing too with Battalion is that it's more like catch free because of those raised up contact points. So yeah, it's really rider's preference. Day Job Shredder, any plans to get back to Chile for their season? I want to plan a trip now after seeing your footage from riding down there. Awesome. Yeah, Chile is amazing. I think if I went back, I might go back to Argentina. Bariloche, the town of Bariloche was pretty cool. And the resort Cerro Catedral was definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, flying into Santiago and then riding also at Valle Nevado was really cool. And then going south down to Coralco ski resort is also, yeah. So, I mean, it's all very cool. It's all very fun. People are really friendly. Yeah, just kind of different vibe, different looking mountains with like jaggedy peaks, and the Andes Mountains is pretty special. So yeah, it's really fun. I think that's will probably be my, like one of my go-tos for kind of like late summer, early fall riding, to kind of like get down and get some early turns. Yeah, super awesome place. But yeah, Day Job Shredder, maybe we'll see each other down there at some point. Tristan Overy with the super chat. Awesome. Thank you so much. Got a lot of recommendations from your videos. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. I'm super stoked that yeah, you found the videos helpful. That's awesome, and I really appreciate the super chat, man. Justin says, going to Japan next year, should I purchase a powder specific board, or do you think it would be okay if I only brought the Orca? The Orca will definitely do. Yeah, I rode the Orca there and it was perfect. The Orca, even though it's like a free ride board, it definitely is like plenty powder capable for a Japan trip. Yeah, that's the perfect one. That Greg says, I was thinking Battalion looser ride board with stiff bindings. Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on what you want to do and what you prefer. But yeah, stiff bindings, to me, I like for like carving, for riding fast, for powder. I think that's where stiff bindings come into play. Favorite place you have snowboarded outside the U.S.? I mean, I'll include outside the U.S. and Canada. So overseas, so Niseko, Japan, for sure would be one, and then two would be Gulmarg, Kashmir, India. That'd be those two places would be my favorite. Powder Chucker says, "How do I get snow? I see it so much online, but none near me. Waiting to test out my longboard on a pow day." Awesome. Where do you live, Powder Chucker? You need to tell us where you live. Wesley, I just saw your short about how to know if you are advanced snowboarder and talking about traversing on your heel side. Maybe I'm not fully understanding, but I don't find it challenging. Yeah, so I think maybe the part I left out is that it's supposed to be like a steep traverse. So traversing across something that is a little bit steep, so that you're really having to stay on your heel edge and keep it up and maintain like a high heel traverse. And I guess when I say high heel traverse, it's like you're trying to stay high to get across on your heels. Because yeah, just sliding on your heels to the side is very easy, but it's when it's like steep and you're trying to like stay high and traverse on your heels. And from my experience, like when I used to teach snowboarding, you could really tell who was advanced and who wasn't by who couldn't make that traverse. If you can't traverse across, you're probably just intermediate, which is okay, which means you still need to practice. But if you're doing the high heel traverse, like you're able to do it, then you're most likely on the advanced side of snowboarding. I hope that clears it up, that it's supposed to be like a high heel traverse. It's supposed to be like steep and you got to get across and stay high. Maybe I'll make a kind of part 2 video to that and showing more of what I was trying to mean with that. Ben Brady, when I try to hit rails on a snowboard, I always fall, but I don't think it's because of my balance. What do you think it could be? Can you help me out? I'm not sure. Okay, you gotta give me more details. So which way are you falling? Are you like falling off one side or the other? Are you trying to do like 50-50? Are you trying to board slide? Yeah, maybe give me a little bit more detail. But I think like a good way to figure it out for yourself is like, you can also think of like, okay, on easier features, like, can you do what you're trying to do on something easier? And then if you can, how come when you take it to a rail, something's happening? Maybe that kind of can help too. That Greg says, should I take a girl on a snowboard date? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be a good first date for sure. If you can take her around, keep her safe, maybe teach her some things, bring her inside for hot chocolate. I think that can be a very nice date. Scuba Steve says, you ever come to the States? Yeah, quite a bit. Been riding in Washington, Oregon, California, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, Vermont. So yeah, quite a, New Mexico. So yeah, been riding in quite a few states. So yeah, you guys have tons of great resorts down there. Scuba Steve, if so, what resorts have you hit down here? Probably too many to like count, but yeah, just quickly. So Baker, Stevens Pass, Crystal, Mount Hood, Mount Bachelor, Palisades, North Star, Kirkwood, Heavenly, Big Bear, Bogus Basin, Keystone, and what else? Oh yeah, so what's that one in New Mexico called now? Like drawing a blank. But yeah, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Schweitzer, Idaho, all kinds, all kinds. So many fun places. Oh wow, Justin, thank you so much for the super chat. Huge, really appreciate it. Thanks for your knowledge over the years. You have truly helped me progress in my snowboarding and inspired me to travel places that I probably would have never gone. Awesome, Justin. Yeah, that is so cool, man. I really appreciate you telling me that. That means a lot. It's a good motivation to keep it rolling. But wow, yeah, thank you so much. That's very generous. $50 super chat. Really appreciate it. We'll buy my girlfriend some dinner with that. Thank you. Papa Craig says, gotta hit the rack and catch the freshies. Tomorrow we'll try and sleep anyways. All right. Well, have a good rest, man, and I will catch you on here soon. Powder checker, come off the kicker in a strong balanced position. Oh, got some tips there. Nice. That Greg says, help. I'm deciding between Utah, Brighton, Colorado, and Steamboat. Yeah, Brighton, Utah, and Colorado Steamboat. I mean, I would maybe check out Steamboat. I feel like I like Brighton, but I have not been to Steamboat, but I've heard really cool things. I've seen the town looks really nice. I think Colorado, yeah, Steamboat, Colorado looks kind of bigger too. It's kind of got like a bigger vibe. So I would maybe check out Steamboat. Scuba Steve says, nice. I'm a local to Park City and hit most of those in the States. I've only been to Castle Mountain up in Canada and want to hit up Whistler. Nice. Yeah, you'll have to visit Whistler sometime. Don't come at Christmas, but yeah, definitely come visit. I've never been to Castle Mountain, but I think I know where it is. It's kind of like interior BC, right? Like near, I think it's near Red Mountain, maybe. That Greg says, Steamboat looks like a vibe. Yeah, I'm kind of like intrigued to go to Steamboat. Mario Chavez says, the next PNW trip, question mark. So right now, yeah, no plans to go to Baker or Stevens or Crystal. But yeah, we'll have to get down there because yeah, it's really cool. I love the vibe there. Lots of snow, lots of like big trees. Yeah, just good all around. So maybe a Baker trip. We'll keep an eye on the forecast and would love a bluebird powder day at Baker or Steamboat or Crystal. I know there's a few other resorts like close by there too that I haven't hit yet. Scuba Steve says, learn to ski at Castle as a kid, LOL. Not too many runs, not worth the travel if you have Whistler. Okay, good to know. So where did you, if you went there as a kid, yeah, were you like, do you live close by there or did you guys travel to go there? Just want to say too, thank you guys all for being in the chat. Thanks for everyone. If you get a chance, drop a like on this video. Helps to kind of like tell the YouTube algorithm that to share this video with more people so we can get more people in the chat if you drop a like. And yeah, appreciate everyone that's done a super chat. And yeah, if I don't get to your question or if I missed it, which I'm pretty sure I've hit up every question, just drop it on any video afterwards. I try to answer all the questions on the channel. So, and if you guys have any video requests as well, just like hit me up and yeah, I can make those video requests while I'm here in Whistler. All right. Well, no more questions are coming in. So yeah, I might leave the chat there, guys. But yeah, thank you guys all so much. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Um, yeah, and if you guys want more live chats like this, I'll definitely maybe do 2 a week during this like next couple months where it's busy with snowboarding. So it'd be great to do talk to you guys on here twice a week. But yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Hope you have some good times out there snowboarding, and I'll catch you guys on here soon. Awesome. Peace.